so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
And that's right at Good Morning America.
We're right here and we got you. We got you. Good morning, Augusta.
Last week sort of felt like spring with some warmer temperatures and some thunderstorms, but now we're right back to winter, and boy, it's going to be cold all this week. Our low temperatures could even start to feel like the teens when you factor in the wind chill. All those details coming up.
For people wanting to donate to that canned food drive drop-off, the location is at 1260 Ellis Street in Augusta. And tomorrow, Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson and his staff will take part in an MLK Service Day. The city will partner with Golden Harvest Food Bank, Project Refresh, the Dental College of Georgia, and MCG to help those in need. The volunteers will be at the Master's Table on Fenwick Street serving hot meals starting at 10 a.m. It's time now for a check of our first weather. Here's meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, Renata. It was a nice sunny weekend. Definitely a little cold at times, and it's definitely cold tonight as well. We're still under mostly clear skies, just a few high-level clouds moving in. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over Washington Road. As we take a look at those winds, happy to say they are much lighter than they have been over the past several days. Only at 3 miles per hour in Augusta, 8 in Aiken, a little bit breezy, 6 down in Waynesboro, but most of those winds pretty calm, with the satellite radar just showing more clouds streaming in from the northwest. As I mentioned, just some high-level clouds for now, not the type of clouds that will bring us any rain. There is a lot of snow, though, just to our north. This is impacting as far south as Mississippi and Alabama. This will not be moving in our direction. We will have a few rain showers to work with this week, but we will not be seeing any winter weather. Definitely want to make that clear. High today of 60 degrees, pretty seasonable. 26 this morning, though, certainly pretty cold. And right now we're already into those mid-30s in a lot of spots. 35 in Thompson and Evans. Augusta already at 34. Aiken still at that 40-degree mark thanks to those winds being a little bit higher. That always helps keep it a bit warmer. 41 in Edgefield, 39 in Waynesboro, but all of us at least a little bit warmer than 24 hours ago. So we had a warming trend today. At least we made it into the 60s, and tomorrow we'll be into the 60s as well for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. A very nice day, just an increase in clouds later on in the evening. So it may still feel chilly for you now with the low 30s, but this is nothing compared to what's going to happen by the middle of this week. We will fall into the 20s, and I'm not talking upper 20s, I mean low 20s. So some cold and sunny days ahead, a few showers on Tuesday. Highs will also be much lower, only topping off in the 40s. So coming up, I'll have a look at that full 10-day forecast, but back to you, Renetta.
Thanks so much, Jenna. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office needs the public's help locating a missing man. 31-year-old Damon Parrish was last seen on Mill Street in Augusta January 8th. Authorities say he was last active on his social media account on January 9th. Parrish was last seen wearing a black jacket and pink sweatpants. Anyone with any information on his location should contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. This week, we look into the murder. An inside look at public housing on the Maze Report. Join us tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 on News Channel 6. Queendom Motivators, Inc. is a nonprofit organization based in Thompson, Georgia. These women are all about supporting their community and will meet the president this week on Jenny. The members are committed to facilitating networking opportunities and conducting workshops on everything from finances to mental wellness and education. They also have an award show coming up to celebrate community accomplishments, and event all about love and unity.
We already are so separated with religions and politics and everything else. I think if you learn to separate everything and just look at each other as human beings, we can learn to embrace each other.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we will hear more about the Queendom Motivators and the People's Choice Awards. Plus, Maestro Dirk Meyer stops by with a look ahead to this month's big symphony gala and tips on decluttering the Greenway, Tuesday at 12:30 on Cheney. The Richmond County School System was recently awarded a $9.8 million grant to fund 25 new electric school buses from the EPA. The school system will work with partners at the EPA and Georgia Power to set up infrastructure for the Clean School Buses for Richmond County School System project. Once the electric buses are received, more than 10% of the school system's bus fleet will be clean energy. weather to expect for this week. Jenna breaks it all down in your full forecast after the break.
For 6 alert day issued today for the potential for some strong to severe storms.
Severe weather ravage through the CSRA. Live Viper 6 was with you every step of the way.
Reports coming on in from Bamberg where a tornado has touched down.
I can already tell this 10 feet deep in breaks.
When it comes to severe weather, every second counts.
You want to be indoors, take shelter immediately. This is a severe thunderstorm warning.
Live Viper 6 is weather coverage you can count on.
When you're over, fresh for everyone.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Well, I'm sure a lot of us, like myself, think it's very cold here in the CSRA. We're at 34 in Augusta, but there is some bitter cold temperatures across much of the nation. I'm seeing a lot of negatives, and this has been the case over the past few days. Negative 14 up in Bismarck, negative 11 in Omaha, negative 13 in Des Moines, and this cold air mass dips all the way as far south as Texas, even into the upper 30s there, well below normal. And for us, we're going to get a taste of the very cold temperatures starting around Wednesday. So in the meantime, enjoy this. This is actually relatively warm compared to what we'll see. 38 in Sparta, 37 in Gibson, 43 still in McCormick, 36 down in Bardwell. A nice dry night. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam outside the station. Winds are very nice and light, only at 3 miles per hour. We're done with all those very gusty winds like we had last week with the storms. Really no chance of storms for the next several days. Just the cold, so we're definitely switching gears this week. Satellite and radar showing some high clouds moving in ahead of this very weak cold front. Behind the front, we do have a large area of snow as far south as Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. This may look like it's moving in our direction, but it's definitely not. We will not have any rain tomorrow for Martin Luther King Day, definitely no snow. It will start out nice and sunny, an increase in clouds later on, and a pretty warm day for this time of the year, making it to around 60 degrees. Then the cold air mass settles in by the middle of this week, so it'll be continuing to see the most extreme temperatures well up to the north, but even down in the south will be well below normal. And this trend continues all the way into the weekend and into next week, getting even colder. So let's take a look at those low temperatures. 32 tonight, going up to 38 on Tuesday, then a big drop down to 22 on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll briefly warm back up into the mid-30s before going right back down to the low 20s over the weekend. Now keep in mind, we'll also have some windy conditions at times, and when you factor in that wind, it'll be feeling like the teens, possibly getting close to that 10-degree mark in some of our western counties, so definitely something to take seriously here with this cold. Rain chances are also there this week, definitely pretty low though, only 30% for Tuesday, 20% for Friday, and once again, this is in the form of rain, not snow. We will warm up just enough at any point when the snow starts to move in where it'll prevent it from coming our way. So notice 6 a.m. Monday morning, all that snow staying off to our north. We will see some clouds moving in as we go into Monday night ahead of our next system. So this will be a cold front coming through on Tuesday. And notice we're seeing all green, so just in the form of rain here on Tuesday afternoon. Then once all that moisture moves out, that's when the cold air settles in. So we'll have this high air mass or high pressure settle back over the area with the cold air mass, and that'll be the case starting on Wednesday. But let's take a closer look on Tuesday. Cloudy with a few showers. All of this in the form of some very light rain. We still have plenty of dry air overhead, so this will cause this to really be in the form of drizzle at a lot of times. Then as we go into Tuesday afternoon and evening, that cold air starts to move in and will clear out. And Wednesday, once again, is when we'll start to fall into the low 20s. Our lows tonight, though, in the low to mid 30s. Cold, but not too cold. Highs tomorrow in the upper 50s to low 60s, near average. Your 10-day forecast showing a high of only 53 on Tuesday, going down to 47 on Wednesday. We'll briefly warm up Thursday and Friday with a few more showers, then going right back down to the cold temperatures over the weekend. Nice and sunny next Saturday and Sunday, but highs only in the low to mid 40s, so definitely need to bundle up for any weekend activities.
We will certainly do that. Thanks, Jenna. Coming up, how GOP candidates are trying to gain voters. Congressional leaders reached a deal to avoid a partial government shutdown next week. Some federal agencies are set to run out of money on Friday. A full shutdown was possible next month. The short-term continuing resolution still needs to be approved by the House and Senate. but it would keep the government funded until March. The extension would give lawmakers more time to hammer out a full spending bill, though conservative hardliners are demanding changes for their support. The Perry High School principal, hailed a hero for risking his life to protect his students during a shooting, has died. Dan Marburger was critically injured during the January 4th attack. Here's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, the hero Iowa High School principal Dan Marburger, who was shot while protecting his students during a school shooting 10 days ago, has died. Authorities say the Perry High School principal of 28 years throwing himself in harm's way, distracting the teen shooter just long enough for many students to escape the school's cafeteria. His daughter Elizabeth writing on a GoFundMe page originally set up for his recovery that her father fought hard and gave us 10 days that we will treasure forever. Marburger was one of 7 people shot when a 17-year-old went on a rampage, killing a 6th grader before taking his own life. 2 students are still recovering in the hospital. Tonight, the beloved high school principal remembered as a father of 5, grandfather, husband, and friend. This handwritten card delivered to his hospital room reading, "Not all heroes wear capes. Some are the school principal."
And Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds says the entire state is devastated by Principal Marburger's passing. She's ordered all flags in the state to be flown at half-staff. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Weekend for basketball, with one team getting a big win in overtime against their SEC rival. Kira is next.
The 2020. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
It was a very big weekend for basketball, and many teams earned close wins in big matchups. Cross Creek took on ARC on Saturday, and that game ended up in overtime. The Razorbacks got the big win over the Musketeers 54-51, and they will be back in action on Tuesday night against Morgan County. And then we have Thompson. They got a big win over Putnam County 87-85, which means that the Bulldogs remain perfect on the season. They will look to keep it that way as they roll on against Butler on Thursday. We'll have more of those details on both of these teams and a few others later on in the week. Over in the NCAA, South Carolina men's basketball team visited Mizzou. First quarter, South Carolina trailing by 1. Johnson feeds it to Cooper under the bucket, and the Gamecocks retake the lead. Then early in the second, down by 3, Cooper drains it from beyond the arc, and we have a tied game, folks. Cooper had 11 points on the night along with 8 rebounds, and shooting was really working for SC with 4 Gamecocks scoring in double figures. Second quarter, down by 5, that's Miles Studi with the open 3. He cuts the deficit to 2. So let's jump ahead to overtime. SC up by 2. Cooper lays it in for the and 1. The Gamecocks lead by 3. And then with 15 seconds to play, game tied at 69, Jacoby Wright hits that mid-range jumper. And that's game, guys. Gamecocks win 71-69 in overtime. Now, not every team got a win this week. Georgia Tech visited number 11 Duke on Saturday and got off to an early lead. Second half, Georgia Tech up 4. Kawasi Reeves Jr. throws up the lob and Gapari throws it down. Tech storms out to a 6-point lead, looking upset. Under 3 minutes left in the game, Tech down by 4. Nathan George on the drive, puts it up and in for the and 1. George had 17 points and 5 assists on the night. But with under 2 minutes left, Duke up by 2. Filipowski draws the double, sends it to Ryan Young, and that'll do it. Duke gets the win, 84-79. And over in the NBA, the Hawks look to bounce back from their loss to Indy as they host the Washington Wizards. That's Jalen Johnson getting Atlanta on the board first. Hawks up 3-0. Then with 7:17 to go in the first, look at this. Sadiq Bey to Johnson to Trae Young, who'll throw it up, and Clint Capella will throw it down. Hawks up by 3. From there, they would run into some trouble. Second quarter, Atlanta trailing 38-25. But here's Bogdanovich with the steal. He'll lay it up and in to cut the deficit to single digits. It wouldn't be enough, though. The Hawks trailed by 11 at halftime, and Washington had 6 score in double figures as the Wizards get the win 127-99. Atlanta will be back on Monday night to host the Spurs. That does it for sports.
Here are things coming up. A new machine that can do your nails in the comfort of your own home. We love that, and we'll have details after the break.
As a Life Change Proceeds benefits St. Homes of Augusta. Get your tickets now for Tony Howard's Motown Review.
Last week was the International CES Expo showing the latest technology, and here is one of the machines that was presented. It's a manicure robot called the Nimble Beauty. It can give you a professional salon look, but in the comfort of your own home. The device paints and dries all 10 fingers in about 25 minutes. The Nimble comes at about $600, but if you're someone who gets your nails done all the time, like we do girls, well, this might pay for itself over time.
Well,
Very nice.
Kira and I are actually some professionals.
We are.
We do our nails at home.
Yes, we do.
We sound like we're lying because our nails are
I know.
professionally done.
Not right now,
But I swear,
we do.
a
Yeah.
lot of times we do stickers. And we're pros at putting those stickers
Jenna's
on her
really
nails.
good. She's better than I am. She does my nails a lot of the time,
Well,
but
with
I
the
would
Nimble,
love this.
The Nimble, you just get them painted. I
Yeah.
don't think you can get like dip powder or any
No,
other
I think
fancy
it's just
gel.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they look good. Like,
It
look at
looks
those
really
hands.
good.
But if you're constantly painting, you won't have to worry about chipping either.
That's true. That's a really good point. Maybe it's worth it. $600.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean,
Maybe.
the amount nails cost to get done every day.
I know.
And if you
Saving
break your
that
nail,
money for
then
that.
what
Yeah.
do you do? It doesn't like file it.
Yeah, right. Well, for a 10-day forecast, it's going to be dry tomorrow, starting out with sunshine, then an increase in clouds, high of 61 degrees, then the cold comes in on Wednesday.
Stay warm, y'all. Good night.